Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. This is going to be for Sagittarius. Welcome Sagittarius. I love reading for Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius myself. I have 4 planets, Sun, Mercury, Jupiter, and Uranus in Sagittarius. So I love reading for you guys. So welcome cross watchers, welcome. We're going to do the love reading. It's going to be for the next 7 days, January 11th to the 18th. And if you're regular on my channel, you'll notice that I'm changing things up. I won't be reading like, like scheduled every week, the 12 love readings. I'm going to be tapping into the signs that are calling me that day. Today, I'm going to start off with Sagittarius, all right? So for the next 7 days, what's going on with my lovely Sagittarius? We're going to pull cards for you and your person and just see what this next 7-day snapshot is all about. Show me what's going on for Sag. Show me. Alright guys, let's get right into it. Your person is coming out as the Hierophant. You're coming into the week as 8 of Pentacles. They see you as the Star. You see them as Death. Wow. They desire King of Cups. And you desire the Hermit. Ooh, what needs to happen? Judgment. And for you, Queen of Cups. Alright, right away. Sagittarius, you're dealing with somebody who is exactly the type of person who is going to... maybe turn you off at times, make you want to run away at times. Let's see what's at the bottom. We have the Page of Wands at the bottom. All right, let's see if we can get that focus. There we go. Page of Wands. All right. Page of Wands is all about like overcoming fear. You know, the overarching thing with pages, they all represent overcoming fear in that suit. They represent Earth. Pages are always earth energy of that suit, so we have the earthy aspect of wands. And so we're talking about overcoming the fear of making that first step out into the world to follow your dream, to follow your passion, right? Wands are all about passion, our vision, what we want for our lives, these dreams we have for our lives also, but more so the passion, right? The idealism and the vision, the fire. So Page of Wands is like that initial step of overcoming the fear to follow your own fire and follow your own passion, right? So, but more than anything here, I feel like fear is, there's elements of fear to this connection this week, and I'll get into it. So straight away we have the Hierophant and 8 of Pentacles. So you're coming into the week busy, Sagittarius, right? You're busy. You have a lot to do. You're working, you're working, you're working. Some of you may have had a period recently where you have pulled away from work. You may have been a bit sort of unfocused, right? You may have been a little bit uninspired. You may have found yourself difficult to move, right? Maybe just because of the different events going on in your life or what have you, right? But this week you're coming in with 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles energy is strength and discipline. Right? The 8, strength and tarot. So here we have strength and discipline, really focusing, restricting yourself, and meaning in such a way that you're finding your focus this week in such a way that you are not being easily distracted. You are focusing. If it means not, not going out to have that outdoor drink or whatever that you normally do, or the little bit of socializing that people are doing during COVID or what have you, you're still not, you're willing to even forego that because for this particular focus. And of course, this is to do with your work, your business, how you make your money. It can be a particular project, but this is the energy you're coming into the week with. And your person's coming in with Hierophant. So they're coming in, with a very kind of determined idea about this connection, right? So they are wanting to maintain the status quo, maintain, sorry guys, something fell over, maintain sort of a traditional kind of relationship with you. Now, when I say traditional, I say traditional for what is traditional for the two of you, right? So Hierophant is all about commitment as well. There's a heavy level of commitment here. So I get this feeling that your person is wanting to sort of like double down on the commitment that they have with you, or the commitment in this relationship, and also double down almost in on a very sort of I want to say traditional type of relationship, or the traditional way that you guys interact, right? So they want to keep the status quo. They want to keep everything sort of where it is at. They're certainly coming into the week with Hierophant energy. More than anything, I think they want to maybe even double down on commitment. So maybe be more sort of like demanding of commitment. You know, like, okay, what are we doing here? You know, we're together and that means this, right? Sort of thing, right? Now, how do you guys see each other? Star and Death, right? Well, Death is the card for Scorpio, also in Tarot, and Star is the card for Aquarius. By the way, Hierophant is for Taurus, and Hermit is Virgo. That's neither here nor there, but it's interesting to note sometimes. And so some of you may indeed be dealing with a Scorpio, but how you see them as death. So there is a loss here. You're seeing them as someone, I want to say, who's definitely... there's a change. There's a change happening here, right? So this connection with them, you're seeing something being lost in it, or something has gone away, right? I feel like it could be that something's changed for you, right? And this is what I mean when I first saw this spread come out, Sagittarius. It could be that things have sort of become a little bit humdrum, a little bit mundane, or a little bit too much like the Hierophant, too sort of stuck, and this is how, you know, I see you on such and such day, or we do this, or whatever it may, you know, whatever it is, it feels like there is something that has, for you now, that has ultimately changed. Death. Death is transformation. It's the first step of transformation, but it's loss. It's the losing of something. And so it feels to me like for you, this connection, this person, the way you see them, something has fundamentally changed about it. Or certainly this week, you are feeling a really big shift in the way you're seeing them. They're seeing you as Star. Now, the Star card is all about sort of like your vision for your future, right? Your dream for your future. So they are very much connected to being committed with you and having this dream future with you, right? So while you're feeling like something has changed for them, they're like raring to go. They're already thinking about the future. They're thinking about the next step. They're starting to fertilize ideas about the next step with that Star card, and then coming in with that Hierophant, right? I mean, I'm looking ahead to what did they desire? King of Cups. They desire to be the main, I want to say, dominant masculine love energy in your life. And so, you know, King of Cups is all about... knowing who you want to be with, what type of relationship you have, and very much being the dominant force in that, right? So the King of Cups can sometimes even be possessive and jealous, but they're like, the King of Cups is the one who's sort of the driving force in the relationship, in as much as insisting, you know, that of what they want. This could be male or female, but if I just take it from a masculine point of view, it's that kind of like, look, I'm your man. I want to be your man, and you're going to be my woman, right? And so it's that desire that they have to absolutely have, I want to say, to a certain degree, possession, control. It's interesting. Again, King of Cups and Scorpio energy here with this Death card. Again, some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. So start all of these adding up. How they come in, how they see you, and what they desire is very much an intense ramping up of commitment and sort of a relationship that needs to be a certain way according to them. Definitely wanting to take a very dominant role and possessive role in a relationship. What do you desire? The Hermit. So you're desiring more time alone this week. So you guys are really very much at odds, I'm going to say. This week is very much an at odds situation, but... it's interesting because you have the Page of Wands here and the Queen of Cups. And what needs to happen for you is Queen of Cups, right? And that means being more sensitive, right? Being more aware of your emotional fluctuations. Remember, this is just a weekly snapshot, Sagittarius. And so it could very well be, and I know how you guys are. This is why I love reading for Sag. Sagittarius, we are very hot and cold people when it comes to a relationship, and the cold is cold. The hot is hot, but the cold is cold, and sometimes we can, you know, when we're in that cold, it's like, forget it. Why even bother? You know, let me move on. Or this is like starting to really bore me. Or it's like you forget the hot times when you're in the cold times. And I think the Queen of Cups is here to remind you that there's definitely a connection here. There's love here, right? We have a King of Cups here. There is a love here. But it's something to do with the structure of the relationship that at times you will want to be pulling away while your person is wanting to even get closer and move closer or pull you closer, right? Especially this week with you working. And I don't think, like I said, it's like that you're not in love with them or that you're falling out of love or that there's somebody else. This is also feels to me like a battle between your work and your time with them or your love with them. What needs to happen for them is judgment. And judgment is all about really sort of remembering. Judgment is interesting because for them, they need to remember where they fucked up in the past. And the reason why I say this, that's what judgment is an energy, the judgment card. It's the energy of when you realize, you know, you look back on certain experiences in your life and you realize that the judgment calls you made, the way you reacted, the way you responded, you would not necessarily respond that way now because you've had some experience. You've had some of your own experience, right? And of course, as with all the tarot cards, the meanings are very deep and varied. But it feels to me that if this card is the energy I'm getting from this card for this reading, is that your person really needs to remember that they've probably made this mistake of maybe being a bit too smothering, King of Cups before. And it did not go so well, right, for them. So they need to remember that. They need to kind of really start to realize, I want to say start to take heed of some of their own experience and sort of feedback from that experience to remember that they don't want to necessarily make the same sort of judgments or react the same way as they have in the past to situations like this. Certainly, and it could be even in this relationship, it could be that in the past when you pull away, they react a certain way that makes you want to pull away even more, and they really need to acknowledge that. I'm going to pull out some clarifiers just to see where we are at, Sagittarius. So yeah, it's interesting, you know, it's like you guys are just at two different, it feels to me also, Sagittarius, again, like this is a person who naturally will, you know, as you pull away, they almost start to get even more overbearing. And it's like the it's counterintuitive. It's like almost exactly the wrong thing for them to do, right? But again, Queen of Cups reminds you that, you know, be aware of your feelings and be aware of the depth and breadth of your feelings, and that they're not always going to be exactly, you know, that your feelings at this moment is not, or this week is not necessarily indicative of the long term. Show me. I want to clarify that death card. Show me that. Show me that. Clarify for me that death card. King of Cups. There you go. Okay. So some of you are definitely dealing with a Scorpio. Okay. I just feel it. Scorpio. King of Cups is Scorpionic energy. All right. Clarify for me that Hierophant. I want to clarify the Hierophant. What's making them come into the week with this? Show me. King of Swords. So they're thinking too much. They're in their head. Doing a lot of thinking. They may be doubting. King of Swords is oftentimes the great rule maker. Also the great... Let me pull these up so you can see them closer. Can you see that, guys? That focus. There you go. King of Cups and the King of Swords, right? So King of Swords is a great rule maker, and he's also the great sort of disciplinarian. So he's very much, again, I want to say King of Swords and Hierophant, yeah, you're dealing with somebody who's definitely like, look, this is how the relationship needs to be, right? And I require absolutely commitment to that. Right, so they're very then they may not be domineering in the way that they treat you, but in the way that they see this relationship, there's definitely a possessive sort of kind of domineering streak there where, you know, they just require it to be their way, you know. And King of Cups is coming in, yeah. It could also be that they just need to have you close to them, right? So when you pull away, Sagittarius, your person, you may also, some of you may be dealing with the type of person who just requires a lot of physical connection, touching. They need to be in your space and have you around them a lot, right? And it could be that with this death card here, it just feels to me like when you make these changes, like pulling away for work or what have you, it makes them uneasy. You know, it makes them a little bit uneasy, and they're going to be wanting to sort of pull in more and be like, look, I need you around me, you know. Again, this may also be a shift. This may be a change in a relationship. They may not have been this sort of clingy before. You know what I'm saying? All right, clarify one more for me. I want you to clarify that King of Cups for me. I just want to know a little bit more about that King of Cups. Show me what he desires. What he desires, the King of Cups. The other person, show me. Knight of Wands. So to move forward, you know, very much moving forward. Support. They want support. They want to know that they are yours, right? They want to know that even though you are pulling away, maybe you're doing work, you may not be spending a lot of time this week. They want to know, and they want you to make them feel like you are still their champion. Knight of Wands, right? You are still their champion. Is this going to focus for me? Hang on. Make sure you guys see this card. There we go. Right? Beautiful Knight of Wands. And he's really the great cheerleader. He's the one who sort of like, you know, he supports you. He believes in you. He fires you up. You know, he brings his own passion to it. And so he or she wants that feeling with you. They desire to feel that passion with you. And certainly, I want to say they believe in you, but they certainly want to feel like you believe in them. And that you have a passion for them, that you're still in their corner, that you're still their ride or die, even though you may have been pulling away this week with that Hermit and that focus on work and focus on really your own thing, right? Sagittarius, you're so independent, you have your own thing going on so much of the time that, you know, this can be really vexing for your love partners and the people you're in relationships with, because they don't understand. You know, on the one hand, you give so much attention and support and love, but on the other hand, you can turn it off because you have other things to do. And that can be difficult for people to understand. Show me the animal spirits we're dealing with. And then I'm going to call this a reading. We'll do Gemini next, I think. Show me. We have the Tiger, overcoming fear, and the Nightingale. So it's all about the words, right? It's about the words, okay? Air and fire. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Tiger is about trusting your instincts, trusting your intuition, understanding, you know, the tiger is the symbol worldwide, the animal spirit for fear and overcoming fear, facing your fears. And why is the tiger able to do that? Because she's able to sort of rely on her instincts. She's able, you can see the moon there in the third eye, so that lets you know. So the tiger is highly intuitive, right? She trusts her psychic powers. She trusts her powers of intuition. Let me put these down here so you can see them. So, you know what I mean? So overcoming fear, trust your intuition, and don't be afraid of the unknown. You may be entering unknown territory in this relationship, and your person may also be dealing with some fears as well. Again, that this may be coming out like this and presenting like this, but there is a fear, and I think the fear of anything is the fear of losing you, possibly. And then Nightingale. Beautiful Nightingale is the animal spirit for the singer, for the person who is in every other way maybe not so remarkable. Nightingale bird is just a plain brown plumed bird, but it's when they open their mouths that they can really make the world stop and listen, make the heart melt and your mind think. It's all about the voice. It is the animal totem of the singer, the orator, the person who uses their words and their voice, right? So not just the words, but the voice, their voice, which adds the emotional connection to it. So it's not just about the words, it's about, you know, the nightingale sings, right? She sings, so that adds that emotional authenticity and connection. And so it's all about you talking from the heart, speaking from the heart, singing from the heart to your partner so that they know where you really stand with them, right? All right, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. This is your reading for January 11th to the 18th. 7 days, right? January 11th to the 18th. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some clarity out of it. And that's it. do please like, subscribe, and share. And most importantly, hit the notification, because I don't upload on a regular schedule. Most days I will try to upload videos most days. Some days I may skip a day, and I won't know until that day what reading I'm going to be doing. All right, guys, I love you so much. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.